And if you don't arrange your vision, watch this, life will arrange mess, chaos, drama for you. Am I in a good place spiritually? Am I in a good place financially? You see, we can't get to where we're going if we don't know where we're starting from, period. So that whoever walks into the house, they see the vision. Whenever they wake up, they see the vision. Whenever they come in the house, they see the vision. Whenever they leave the house, they see the vision. The vision for your life and the vision for your money has to be congruent. Here's the truth. Nothing changes until you change. What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the table. Today is going to be a good day, y'all. I'm really excited about it because, you know, we're almost, like I said in the last show, like almost 3 or 4 weeks into the new year. And I believe that 2025, I don't know about y'all, it's going to be the best year that we've had. Now, when I say best year we've had, I'm not talking about, oh my God, we're going to make all the money this year, because we may not. I'm not saying that, well, no, I believe you're going to pay off a lot of debt this year. But what I'm saying is when I say the best year, I'm talking about you're going to feel good about this year. Because trust me, this isn't just about setting goals this year. It's about creating a lifestyle that sticks. Like, you know, you ever threw something and it just stuck to the wall? But then let's rewind. Have you ever threw something and it hit the wall but didn't stick? And you just knew it was going to stick. Oh, this gotta stick. No. Not everything sticks. But with the right strategy and with the right system put into place, things can stick. Now, did you know that most people quit their New Year goals and New Year visions before January is even over? Yep, there's actually a National Quitters Day. It's observed on the second Friday of January in 2025 of this year. That's January 10th. That on January 10th, the majority of the people quit the vision that God gave them, quit the goals that God gave them. This day highlights the tendency for people to abandon what they said they wanted to do. This day highlights, I got to teach today, but when I think about this day, it kind of frustrates me a little bit because you didn't quit on me. Think about this. You quit on yourself. And if you quit on yourself, then you quit on your family if you got a family. Then you quit on your son, your daughter. You quit on your spouse. You quit on the people who actually needed you. But I believe in 2025, and I want you to be honest, If you've already stopped by watching this, it's not too late. Pick it back up because January is not over. And for the rest of 2025, you're not going to be a part of the number. This is not going to be you. We are going to excel. Because today I am going to break down the EARN method. This is a simple 4-step strategy to help you stay on track, crush your vision, crush your goals, and step into the life you've been dreaming about. This is the method that I personally use. Because watch this, 2025, let me give you a quick glimpse of my life. I still got a company to run, the Neatness Network. Still got to do this show. I still got to make sure we're producing income because I still got a team that I got to pay. So that's one thing I'm doing this year. Number 2, I'm back in school, getting my executive MBA at one of the greatest schools, Virginia Union University. I'm going to put the information inside today's show notes as well, because if you want to go back to school, man, I think this is a great HBCU to go to virtually to get your education. But not only am I in school getting my executive MBA, I'm also an adjunct professor teaching financial management to the undergraduates there for the rest of this year. I got 2 semesters this year. I'm teaching that. Not only am I doing that, I'm launching a brand new book called Take Your Seat at the Table. Hold up, I got it right here behind me. It just came out this week. And if you buy this book this week, I'm going to give you one free. So if you buy one today on Amazon for $20 to come back, upload, we're going to drop the link inside of today's show notes. If you buy one, I'm going to give you one free, plus give you $2,000 bonuses. But after this week, after January 7th, it's just the book. All right. So not only am I launching a new book, watch this. I'm writing a new book for next year. Not only am I writing a new book for next year, I'm also coming out with a brand new money subscription community. Not only am I doing that, but I still have speaking engagements to travel. So there has to be a method that keeps me focused, that keeps me going, and that I can track. And we're going to talk about that today. Because without a method, without a system, you cannot win. But you're going to get it today. As a matter of fact, when I think about 2025, man, this is the perfect time to kind of reevaluate where you are with your estate plan, where you are with your life insurance. It's the beginning of the year. You need to update your policies. You need to update what you have going on. As a matter of fact, you need to make sure you have the right, correct insurance policies going into the year. I do this actually every December, but it's not too late. As a matter of fact, check out this quick commercial and we'll be right back. Family, I want to be real. Life insurance isn't always the easiest topic to talk about, but it's one of the most important topics we can ever talk about, especially if we love our loved ones. Being prepared for the unexpected is one of the most smartest moves you can make. That's why I've partnered with my friends over at Ethos, who make buying life insurance simple and hassle-free. You see, I personally purchased a $2 million life insurance policy years ago through Ethos because I know how critical it is to have a safety net in place. If you're the primary earner for your family, life insurance can provide income replacement and peace of mind, ensuring your loved ones are taken care of. Here's the best part. Ethos has eliminated the headaches that traditionally come with getting life insurance. They've created a seamless 100% online application process. No medical exams or blood tests required. Just answer a few quick health questions and you could get coverage in minutes instead of for weeks. I don't want you to wait till it's late. As a matter of fact, when you get done with this show, I need you to go to anthonyoneal.com/life insurance or click the link below to get your personalized free quote today. Because as we're getting back to this show, I need you to protect your family. I need you to secure your family's future by going to anthonyoneal.com/ethos and get that free quote. Because just like my grandmother said, it's not a matter of if we're going home. It's just a matter of when God calls us home. And I want to make sure that when I'm in heaven and my loved ones are down here, they're not stressed. They're not missing me financially. They're just missing my presence. Go to anthonyoneal.com/life insurance.
Brothers, I got something special just for you. Hey, did you know that nearly 80% of men are living paycheck to paycheck? Did you also know that the majority of men, specifically African-American men, we do not have a financial plan for success when it comes to our money? That doesn't have to be us in 2025. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to make sure that if you're in my community, it's not. That's why I'm inviting you to a Brunch in Business, Men Mastering Wealth Principles on February 1st, 2025 at Flavor Trip. For just $50, men will gather together, men only, and you'll get a gourmet brunch, connect with like-minded men, and learn the proven strategies to take control of your finances, build wealth, and start the legacy process this year. Listen, all you have to do is head over to anthonyoneal.com/brothers. Again, that is anthonyoneal.com/brothers. Seats are limited to 100 men because I wanted to keep this as an intimate thing. And I promise you, you're not going to miss out. Head over to anthonyoneal.com/brothers, register, and hey, first come, first serve.
So listen, man, check out my friends over at Ethos. We'll drop their information inside of today's show notes. And listen, I need all my brothers to be with me February 1st. We only have 100 seats. Man, tickets are selling like crazy. I think we have a few left. So please go check it out, brothers. The link is inside of today's show notes. This is the year that I'm going to give you the strategy. We're even going to go deeper, specifically for men, on what's the strategy for us to build wealth so that we can be better husbands, we can be better fathers, we can be better contributors to our homes and to our society. But let's get into this system, this method that I believe will just extremely bless you. All right. Here's number one. We're gonna break it down. Called the acronym is EARN. All right, it's EARN, and the E stands for evaluate where you are. And so remember, one of the things that I'm always teaching, if you're watching me online, if you're watching me on the news, I'm always teaching to evaluate where you are. How do we evaluate where you are? Well, before we can really evaluate where you are, we really do have to have a vision, right? So I want you to write down where are you currently in life? Am I in a good place spiritually? Am I in a good place financially? You see, we can't get to where we're going if we don't know where we're starting from, period. This step, evaluating where we are, I'm saying we because I have to do this often as well. This step is all about being real with ourselves and taking an honest look at our current situation. If we're not taking a current look at our situation and being transparent, we're not lying to the world. We're lying to ourselves. Who cares if we lie to the world? It doesn't hurt the world to be lied to about where we are. Prime example, you out here driving a car, you look good, but you don't really understand that honestly, you're not good financially because you really can't afford the car. So it doesn't hurt them seeing you step out of a car that you can't afford. It only hurts you. It only brings you to stress. It only extends out your hurt. This is why in 2025, now, this year, I want you to write down your wins and your losses from 2024. What worked last year? What didn't work? You know what, man? You know, we was on a budget, man, and it actually did work. You know what, man? Cooking from home actually really worked. Ooh, man, I had too many subscriptions last year. Ooh, Anthony, oh my gosh. I went out on too many days. Oh my gosh. I had one of my homeboys tell me, he said in 1 month last year in 2024, because he follows my teachings and I taught him the EARN situation. He said he spent $25,000 in dating. He's a millionaire. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real. He's a pro ball player. He spent 25 grand just in going out on dates. Dropping $3,000-$4,000 on dinner for, like there's this one restaurant I know he went to, and I know it's true. You got to pay per ounce for the steak. He said just his steak alone was like $1,200. I'm like, oh my gosh. I know one of my friends, man, last year she was going through her budget and she spent $6 grand just on clothes in 1 month. $6,000. 6,000. They come back to me and they're like, yo, bro, I gotta do better. Hey, yo, this is a lot of money. But here's what they did. They wrote down what didn't work, and they wrote down what did work. And when you write this stuff down, you got to identify key lessons you've learned and how they can guide you in moving forward. Right? I need you to open up your bank statements. I need you to open up your bank statements. And I'm going to stretch y'all. You really want to do this thing? You really want to win? Well, I'm about to get you right here. I want you to pull up the last 6 months of your bank statements. Don't pull up January, because technically if you're watching this in January, the statements are not from January. I want you to go from the last 6 months of last year. So that's going to be from July to December. I want you to get 5 highlighters. I want you to highlight how much money do you spend on food. I want you to spend how much money do you spend on utilities. I want you to highlight how much money do you spend on transportation, car notes, insurance, gas. I want you to highlight how much did you spend on your housing expenses. Then the last one is miscellaneous. Outside of that stuff, how much money do you spend on miscellaneous? Then if you got kids, get you some extra highlighters. Highlight how much money do you spend on your kids on an average month. And when you highlight, I want you to look at what color do you see the most? Do you see food the most? If you're single like me, highlight, man, that was a date. How much money are you spending on dating? How much money are you spending on apps? If we're really going to be real, can we be real? It's 2025. How much money are you spending on looking good at the cost of you actually being good? How much? This is what evaluating where you are is doing. This is why that's so important, because you have to know exactly where you're good at and where you're bad at, where you're strong at and where you're weak at, where you don't need to get better at, but where you do need to get better at. That's why this is so important. Because if we don't know where we're starting at in 2025, we're going to end 2025 the way we ended 2026. And that is not okay. My community, we're taking back the seat of our table. We're taking back control of our lives. But we got to do that by making sure that we know what's in our life, what's at our table, what's in our life, how are we stewarding our life. So that's step number one. Once we step back and we evaluate where we are, then y'all, we got to step back. We got to step back. And I taught a class on this last December. You got to step back and really arrange your vision and your goals. This is the year of intentionality for me, right? This is even the year for me where I am intentionally even dating. I am intentionally and strategically making sure that even within my business that I have the right people. I'm no longer just hiring people just to be hiring people. No, if I'm being intentional about what I want and where I'm going. And if you don't arrange your vision, watch this, life will arrange mess, chaos, drama for you. Say it one more time. If you are not intentional about the direction that you're going in, life will be intentional about making sure you experience hell with your money, with your goals, and that you never get to where God wants you to be. So in this year, right now, I need you to write a vision statement for where you want to be by the end of 2025. I need you to step back and say, by the end of 2025, because I know I've already evaluated where I am. I'm $25,000 in debt. I make $55,000 a year. I can put $500 a month towards this debt. So this means that by the end of this year, I want to pay off $5,000 in debt by the end of 2025. Or, hey, you know what? I've evaluated where I am. I have no debt, but I don't really have any savings, Anthony. I want to put $5,000 inside of a high yield savings account with SoFi. So I'm going to put this kind of money into that. You know what, man? I'm out of debt. I got a little bit of savings, man, but this is the year that I want to get into a home. I want to build a home. I want to move my family into a home. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to make sure, watch this. I'm writing the vision and I'm making it plain. I'm writing the vision and I'm making it plain. I went over to one of my friend's house the other day and I saw on her wall when I walked in, her and her family, her and her son have these things up on their wall that I am wealthy, that I will pay off this amount of debt, that I will get a pay raise, that I will get straight A's, that I'm not scared of this particular class. And I was like, wow. Like they wrote out the vision for the year in 2025 so that whoever walks into the house, they see the vision. Whenever they wake up, they see the vision. Whenever they come in the house, they see the vision. Whenever they leave the house, they see the vision. And I was like, wow. She was telling me about her boyfriend, how her boyfriend, he put his up there too. She's like, yeah, that's not my vision. That's my boyfriend's vision. But he was like, every time he comes over, he wants to see it. I'm like, wow. They wrote the vision down and they made sure Every time they leave the home and come into the home, they're leaving with the vision and they're walking into a vision. They have a clear assignment. Ooh. Oh my gosh. This is spiritual. And this is why you need a vision. Because when you leave the house, you're going into the world with no vision. You're going into society, you're going around people, you're going into culture with no vision, with no direction, with no navigation system. You're leaving the house not understanding what you're going to do. You're just going to work a job. You're just going there with no means, with no purpose. I'm just getting a check so I can pay the bills. But not my friend. She's leaving the house. Her son's leaving the house. Her boyfriend's leaving the house saying, I'm leaving with that mission. So when I go on a job, this job is helping me get to the vision. When I go around my friends, these friends are helping me get to the vision. Woo! I'm getting excited. I just got that revelation. I think I'm about to do it at my house. I got to figure out how am I going to do it at my house. But Anthony, I hear you. How do I do this? How do I have a vision? Well, you got to break it down into SMART goals. You have to be specific. You have to be measurable. You have to be achievable, and it has to be relevant, and it has to be time bound. I have $25,000 in debt by December 31st of 2025. Specific time. I am going to pay off $5,000. That's specific. That is achievable. It is relevant, and you have a time assigned to it. My son wants to have straight A's by the end of this semester. That is specific. That is measurable, because throughout the semester, what are you doing to get that A, son? Are you doing all your homework? You see what I'm saying? This is not just applying to our finances, but this could apply to anything and everything inside of our life, because the truth of the fact is, our vision for our life and the vision for our money should be congruent. It should be working hand in hand. I can't say I want to get out of debt, but then my budget doesn't say that. I can't say that I'm budgeting to get out of debt, but I'm saying over here my vision is I want to go out on dates, more importantly. No, the vision for your life and the vision for your money has to be congruent. Has to be. Has to be. You got to write the vision, make it plain. I'm going to say that one more time. You got to write the vision and you got to make it plain for yourself. Inside of my book, I talk about a young lady who came to me, she came to me and she told me that her boss sat down with her and gave her the vision he had for her life.
Life isn't about goals that fade by February. You see, life is about you, yourself, picking up the pen and becoming the author of your own story, of your own journey. You see, I want you to think of therapy as your editorial partner, helping you write new chapters and create the meaningful life you deserve. Personally, I see a therapist, and there's no shame in it. Therapy helps me thrive, and it can do the same thing for you. Making therapy a goal this year in 2025 could be the small step that leads to big changes, helping you become the best version of yourself. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy both affordable and convenient. They've helped over 5 million people, and I'm one of them, worldwide, by connecting them with a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists specializing in a wide range of areas. I want you to start your journey today with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/AO today to get 10% off your first month. Again, that is betterhelp.com/AO to get 10% off your first month. Listen, we're about to get back to the show. But if this ain't right, if our mind is not right, then the money that we're going to make this year, everything that you're going to learn from watching me, it's not going to be right either. Visit my friends at BetterHelp. Let's go to therapy together.
He sat down with her about almost 6 years ago now. I tell the story inside my brand new book, The Table. Take your seat at the table. This is why you need to get the book. As a matter of fact, Ed, put a lower third up with that book right now so people can get this book. We'll also put it inside today's show notes. He told her his vision for her life that didn't benefit her life, but it benefited his life. And she came to me excited. But if she would have had a vision for her life and saw it before she left the house, when she walked into that meeting, she would have realized that that doesn't align with where I want to go. He told her that, man, over the next 7 years, year 1 through 2, you can be here. Year 2 through 4, you can be here. From 4 to 5, I can make you here. And by the 5th year, you can be a VP of the company. And by the 7th year, you're making about $175,000 a year. But listen here, you cannot have a child within the next 10 years, because if it's going to stop you, it's going to delay you from getting there, and somebody else will take your spot, then you will come back. You got to start all the way over. So I need you committed to me for 10 years. Never ask her, what is your vision? And she came to me and I was like, sis, what? Like, what? Excuse me? I said, but yo, my brother told me that y'all want to have a kid in the next 2 years. She leaned back in her chair. She was like, he did. We do. I said, did your boss ever ask you what's your vision for your life? Like, what do you want to do with your life? And how can, yes, as I'm paying you, how can my vision align with your vision? She was like, no. I said, that's the problem. You're not taking a seat at the head of your table and you don't know how to have the conversation. That's one of the reasons why my brand new book was inspired, because I'm noticing how we go out into the world and we don't have a vision and direction for our lives. So we allow people to sit at the head of our lives and tell us what to do with our life, tell us what to do with our time, who tell us how to think, how to process things. No. Heck no. I don't do that even in my own company. If I can't help you get to where you need to be, where God told you need to be, I don't want you on this team, because you're only here to get a check. And I don't want those kind of people. I want healthy, excited people who are excited to help me, while at the same time, this place is helping them. So you gotta be smart. You gotta have specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. But you gotta have the vision. Don't let no one else have the vision for you. Can I say it one more time? You gotta have the vision. Don't let no one else give you the vision for your life. But that will happen if you go out into this world, if you leave your home again without a clear vision. Sis, I know you're watching this show. I won't say your name because I don't want your boyfriend getting upset with me. All right? But thank you. Because literally on this spot while recording this show, God gave me that revelation. That, man, she's leaving her house with a vision. She's not wondering. She's not guessing. She's not out there without a navigation system. Every time she cranks up that car and gets into the world, she knows exactly why she's going to those places and how those places are helping her get the vision. That's spiritual. The job is a part of her vision. The job is not her. Here's R. 2 more and get up out of here. This is good. You see, when we evaluate where we are and we arrange the vision by being strategic and smart, R means we have to now render the strategy. You see, I remember one time I woke up from a dream. I dreamed that I was driving my dream car a long time ago. I dreamed that I was living in my dream home. I dreamed that I was doing all this kind of stuff, but I didn't write it down. I didn't step back and say, okay, what can I put into place, execute it, and accomplish it? And because I didn't do that, that dream became a wish, because the dream didn't have a plan and or strategy to turn it into reality. The R stands for render your strategy. This is where you and I, we create a roadmap that breaks our goals into actionable steps. This roadmap breaks the vision that God is giving us for our life, for our family's life, into actionable steps. These actionable steps, watch this, are what are we doing on a daily basis that gets us to the vision that we just laid out. I want you in this is part of it. I want you to use the reverse engineering method. You're going to start with the end in mind and work your way backwards. I've never met someone say, I'm just going to save $1 a day and see where it gets me. I'm just going to save a penny a day and see where it gets me. No. The best thing to do is, where are you going? Why do you want to go there? And then once you identify where you're going, why you want to go there, vision, then you work your way backwards. Okay, cool. If I want to say, for an example, let's say if I want to have $12,000 inside of my bank account by the end of 2025, am I just going to just start throwing things inside my bank account? No. Okay, when I break that down, that's $1,000 a month. So every 30 days, I need to have $1,000 inside of my savings account. Okay, wait. I get paid every 2 weeks. So this means every 2 weeks, I need to put $500 inside of my savings account. Wait. If I get paid weekly on every Friday, okay, that's about $250 a week that needs to go inside of my savings account. I'm working backwards. Okay, Anthony, I got $24,000 in debt. Okay, so this means that if you want to eliminate all your debt this year, one, we can go back to the assessing your income. Okay, how much margin do you have to put towards your debt? Anthony, what do you mean by margin? Quick question. Let's pause right there. Margin is going to be, okay, my income is here. I make $5,000 a month. But if I have $5,000 in expenses, I have no margin. If I have $5,500 in expenses, I have a negative $500 in margin. But let's just say I have $5,000 in income, but I only have $3,000 in expenses and bills. So this means in between here, right, I have $2,000 in margin that I could put towards eliminating my debt. Okay, wait a minute. As long as your budget shows that you got food, you got gas, you got transportation, your utility bills, and everything is good, and you can live off of that $3,000. Okay, wait a minute. If we have $24,000 that we need to be done by this year, the strategy is now use that margin to eliminate that debt. That's the strategy. That's $2,000 a month. That's $1,000 every 2 weeks. It's $500 every week. Some of you all are like, okay, Anthony, how, like this is a little frustrating. Let me tell you the best place to start when it comes to the strategy. You got to monitor and track your monthly expenses and pretty much track your progress monthly. This is AKA do a zero-based budget. This year, I'm going to update a video on how to really do a detailed budget. I'm going to work on that. All right. I'm going to work on that. I really am going to work on that because I want you in 2025 to understand how to have a zero-based budget. I'm actually an adjunct professor at Virginia Union University, and I'm actually teaching financial management there for the undergraduates. And this semester, we're literally going to teach, that is part of their grade. I need you to turn in an actual budget. They're students, they don't really have a lot of income, right? But I'm giving them the average. I need you to actually budget it. And I've learned that a lot of people don't budget because they don't know how to budget and they get somewhat frustrated with it. But here's the thing. You got to block out time on your calendar for actions that will move the needle forward. And budgeting moves the needle forward. Having a plan for your money moves the needle forward. You see, you got to prioritize your goals by impact so you can focus on what truly matters. A strategy. I've never met an NFL team just walk out and say, you're talented, you're gifted, you're fast. Boy, you can throw that ball. Boy, you can kick the ball. Y'all go out there and have a plan. No. What do? They step back. They look at every team that they're about to play and they assess. They assess, going back to it. They evaluate who they're about to play. They evaluate their strengths against the other people's strengths. Then they come back, they arrange the vision of what they see, of what they can believe they can do. Then they put a strategy on how they're going to win. Okay, you can throw that ball, but you know what? You're faster here. And we notice that they have a weakness. So we're going to use you against this person. Hey, QB, when you see this person on our guy, throw it to him and he's going to boom. And what happens? That same team, all of us, now we got to act. Here's the truth. Nothing changes until you change. It's 2025. Nothing changes in your life. Nothing will change with your money. Nothing would change with your family. Nothing would change with your assignment. Nothing would change with your purpose until you change. Until how you think changes. Until how you process changes. This is the moment where the rubber meets the road. We have to stop overthinking and we got to start executing. Oh my gosh, if I start paying off my student loans, Donald Trump the president Donald Trump may cancel my student loans. Oh my God, I'm gonna stop paying my student loans because Biden just announced that he's going to forgive all the student loans. What happened when you were overthinking? You stopped executing because you were told that this was going to happen. So you got in your head, well, if I just pause on that, I can go do this. COVID, oh my God, let me stop paying up my student loans because they stopped requiring payments and they're not doing any interest. Well, you should have been taking advantage of that time. You should have been executing. Do you know how many people saved thousands, and I mean this, thousands of dollars because they didn't overthink, they continued executing? This is the difference between someone like myself. Watch this. Let me be real with you. I'm not the most gifted, most talented speaker, educator, YouTuber, financial expert, y'all want to say. I'm not the most. No. I know people who are way smarter than me, but they don't have my level of execution. I know people who have way more followers than me, but they don't have my execution. I know people who make way more money than me, but they don't have my level of execution. Execution will take you further than smartness alone. But think about it. What if you had the intellect and you had execution? What if you had money? What if you had margin and you had execution? Anthony, how do I act? Like, where do I start? Let me tell you right now. Start with the easiest task on your list to build momentum. This is why when I teach the debt snowball, right? The debt snowball is really not the math. It doesn't make math sense, but it's about building momentum. It is about getting quick wins, execution to get you going. You see, the debt snowball, you line up all your debt from smallest to largest. You make all your minimum payments on whatever those debts are, right? Then you're going to go back to your budget, back to your vision. You're going to take all of your, extra money that you took out of the budget, the margin that you have, and say you got an extra $200 for the month. You take that and you put it on top of the very first debt that you have. What you're going to see now is, because it's the smallest one, you're going to see that debt going down. You're going to get excited. It's building momentum because it's the easiest task on your list. Now you're executing. Now you're seeing fruit from your execution. What happens? It builds momentum and you get excited. This is why I say you have to create a daily habit that aligns with your biggest vision, your biggest goal. Because consistency beats intensity every time. Being consistent in the pursuit beats how hard you go. if you go hard for 1 month and stop, and let's say I go semi-hard for the rest of the year, who wins? Who wins? I do. Because you went hard for 1 month, but you didn't have any level of execution. You couldn't complete the task. You couldn't complete the vision. This is why I tell people to celebrate small wins and stay motivated. You pay off one debt, man, go treat yourself to a nice dinner. Yeah. Go spend $50, $100 on dinner because you just won. Now, once you do that, get your butt back on that assignment, get the debt number 2. Once you pay off debt number 2, hey man, go treat yourself and your wife or your loved ones to a nice dinner. When you get halfway through, you know what? Go do a staycation somewhere. Go get you a nice suite somewhere, eat real good, come back, get to work. Every now and then, you need to celebrate the small wins because that's execution. And you need to reward yourself for executing. Because you know what? The majority of people in America are not good at executing. We're good at dreaming. We're good at leaning back and saying, man, I want to do this. Man, oh my God, I can't wait. You know, one day I'm going to do this. And that one day becomes next year. That one day becomes next year. But dreamers, but my community, in the E3 community, we're dreamers and we're executing and accomplishing our dreams. This is how you're going to win in 2025. You're going to earn. You're going to earn. And some of you, I feel, need to go back and watch this from the very beginning again. You got to go back and watch this from the very beginning again. I am excited because I told you all that what I'm doing is ending in 2025. I'm ending this year with how do I say this? Like scriptures. I want to give y'all scriptures on words of encouragement as we get through this season, this next season, I would say, of our lives. And I want to go over to Colossians chapter 3, verses 23 through 24, verses 23 through 24. I'm reading from my Bible, the NIV version. I'm actually about to get a new one, go to NLT, but I still love this Bible because it's the very first Bible that I've had ever in my life. When I preached my first sermon at Simon Temple AME Zion Church, my biological mother and my godmother gave me this book and said, this is the book that's going to save your life. And literally, it saved my life. Y'all, I got to get a new book. Like, I use this book. Like, I know I may say some crazy stuff, but y'all, I do love the Lord. Colossians chapter 3, verses 23 through 24. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. I'm going to verse 25. Anyone who does wrong will be what? Repaid for their wrongs, and there is no favoritism. The reason why I went to verse 25 is because I want to read that again. Anyone who does wrong will be repaid for their wrongs, and there is no favoritism. Anyone who does wrong will be repaid for their wrongs. Now let's go back up to verse 24. Since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord. Watch this, because what verse 23 says, it says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human, because if you do that, you will receive an inheritance. Verse 25 says, anyone who does wrong will what? Will also receive an inheritance, aka they will be repaid for their wrongs. So if we are living this life, if we are going to serve God in 2025, we got to work like it all is going, in which it is. It's all for him. That God, I'm going to save my money. God, I'm going to invest my money. God, I'm going to live below my means so that I could be a good steward over the resources that you have given me. So God, because I'm going to be a good steward over the resources that you've given me, watch this. He's going to reward that with an inheritance. He's going to repay it. But if I do it wrong, God is also going to send down something. What is he going to send down? Nothing. He's not going to give you more because you can't handle more. Sure. You can tell I'm back in school, y'all. Y'all can tell I'm back in school. You can tell I'm back in school. 25. Anyone who does wrong will be repaid for their wrongs. So if God gives me $5,000 a month as a job, but I spend it all and I throw it all, I can't expect God to bless me, because what he's doing is he is rewarding me. He is repaying me for being a bad steward. But if I get $5,000 a month and I put a plan together, I execute the plan that God has given me, God is going to reward me. Watch this. It may not be another $5,000, but it could be a pay raise. It could be a connection to get me to the house. It could be something. God rewards the diligent. God rewards his students, not his students. God rewards his sons and his daughters for living the way the word of God teaches us to live. I'm reminded of Benjamin Franklin when he says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So one more time. If you fail to plan, then what you're doing is you are planning to fail. Because where there is no vision, that's where people perish. Listen, you guys, the EARN method: evaluate, arrange, render, and now act. These are 4 steps that will transform your life in 2025 if you commit to them. Don't be another statistic for National Quitters Day. You're better than that. We are better than that. Let's commit to earning the life that we want and that we deserve. 2025 is a year we don't just talk about it, but we be about it. Brothers, I'm going to see you February 1st. To everyone else, I'm going to see you on the next show.